Hello, hi, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Tinky Creates. Today's video is a video on how to make this beautiful bucket hats. I really like this hat. This is probably my favorite. Like, oh my goodness, I keep saying like because it looks so cute. I really like this hat. The video on how to make this beautiful ruffle bucket hats. And let me put it on so you can see how it looks on. And there she is. Oh my gosh. Like, it's gonna do a 360 so you can see how cute this hat is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. If you have any feedback, any questions, definitely put that down below. Let me know what you think about the hat, and especially if you make one yourself, I definitely want to hear from you. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into the tutorial.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easily pretty.
For this hat, you will need a 4mm hook and a 4.5mm hook. You'll also need a needle to tuck in your end, some scissors, and of course, size 4 yarn. I am using this brown and this brown. I'm also using this green and then this green. I'm going to use some gold and some orange, and this orange. Oh, and then some yellow as well. But you can use whatever color you want. I'm just trying to use up some yarn, so that's why it's like that. I'm just trying to use up yarn. Okay, so we're gonna start by making, and I want this to be beginner friendly, so I am going to go into details on how to make the stitches. Okay, you're going to first start by making the flowers, and here is one of the flowers, and they look like sunflowers, so that's why I call this my sunflower hat. It's a sunflower hat. So you need to make 5 of these, and in order to do that, for the flowers, you're going to use your size 4mm hook, and I am using the dark brown for the center. I am using the dark brown for the center, and you're going to start with a magic circle. And to do that, you'll take your yarn, and you're going to wrap it around with this end in the back, wrap it around the front, bring it around, and then wrap it around the back in the shape of an X with the working end back here. Tuck it between your 2 fingers. Then you're going to take your hook and go in this first one right here, go up under that, hook over this yarn here on the X and pull it under like so, and then turn it around and yarn over your hook like that and pull it through, and that's your first chain on your magic circle. Okay, once again you're going to take your yarn like this with your 2 fingers, lay it across, forming the X that way, wrap it around the back, take the yarn towards the front, take it to the back, forming the other part of your X. Tuck it in between your two fingers. Take your hook, insert it under this part of the X, over this part of the X, pull it through, turn your hands over, release it, okay, and then chain, and then loop it around, and then this will be your chain 1, okay. That's how you do a magic circle. I also have another detailed video as well. I'll tag that down below. Now, for step 1 in your magic circle, you're going to do 10 half double crochet. To do a half double crochet, you will yarn over, insert it into the hook, into your magic circle, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, and then pull through all 3 loops that are on the hook. When you are crocheting in a magic circle, you want to make sure that you're crocheting over these 2. Whenever you're putting your stitches in, make sure that you're crocheting over these 2, the magic circle and then your end yarn or your beginning yarn, okay? So once again, the half double crochet, yarn over, insert it into the magic circle, yarn over, pull through 1 time, and you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, and then pull through all 3. And that is how you do a half double crochet. Now you are going to do 10 in this magic circle. Let me do those 10, and then we'll go on to the next step. Once you finish all of your half double crochets in your circle, you take this end, this string, and you pull that, and then that will cause your circle to tighten. And it's gonna look like that, okay? And you're going to do a slip stitch to your first half double crochet. Sometimes I have to count backwards from my stitch because sometimes it's hard to see. From the hook, I have to count back. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this one is my first half double crochet. You enter your hook into that first half double crochet, pull it tight. Let's pull that tight, and then just lay your new color over top of the hook like so, and we're gonna pull it through. We're just gonna pull it through, okay? And have our working yarn. This is our working yarn. Have this one on top like this. I like to pull everything tight, like pulling that tight, pulling it all tight. Okay, now you're going to form the petals, and how we do that is, and let me pull my brown tighter because I can feel like it's loosening up, you see, so I'm gonna pull that tight. Okay, so I'm going to, so where it looks like that. Okay, so I'm going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to, in the second chain from the hook, I'm going to do a slip stitch. The next chain, you do a single crochet, and then the last 3 chains you're going to do half double crochets. 1, so you'll do 3 half double crochets. And then we're going to do a slip stitch in this stitch right here, that next stitch. And that's one petal. Okay, you're going to repeat that. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch in the second stitch from the hook. Then do a single crochet. And then 3 half double crochets. And then you are going to do a slip stitch in that very next stitch. Okay, I'm gonna pull all this stuff tight. Yeah, and that's how it's looking so far. I'm going to continue this, and you will continue this around, and you will have a total of 9 stitches. A total of 9 petals when you get done. Okay, so I'm going to continue, and I will meet you back when I am ending the round after my 9th petal. Okay, once you finish your 9th petal, this is how it should look. Okay, you should have 1 stitch left, and that is where you're going to put your slip stitch. That last slip stitch. And then loop over one more time, pull that through, and then we're going to cut it off. I say cut up, leave you a good amount, because we're going to use that to help sew down our petals a little bit later. So leave a decent amount. And I hate these. I don't understand. Everybody has them, but they do not work for me. So cut that. And then you're going to pull this through, all the way through like that, and pull that tight. That's how you tie off. Okay, and that is your first petal. That's how it looks. And now you need to make 4 more of these. I have 4 already made, so I'm gonna make 1 more, so I have a total of 5, because you need 5 altogether. And then I'll come back and let you know what the next steps are. Now we're gonna move on to our next step, which is making our squares for our hat. And this is why I said that you want to leave this long, and it really doesn't matter about the back of this, because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. And so you're going to be making this square, and you're going to need 5 of these. Okay, so this is when you're going to go ahead and you're going to switch to your 4.5 millimeter hook. And I am going to use this green. And you're going to start off by making a magic circle. Again, hold one end in these 2 fingers, put them 2 together, wrap it around, stick it in, turn, boop. Let that go. Hold these 2 together, and then do your first chain to kind of secure it. It gets easier as you did, because when I first learned it, I just thought it was the hardest thing, but it's gotten easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to chain 3. I've already got 1, so I'm going to do 2 more. This does count as a stitch. You're going to do a double crochet, and in order to do a double crochet, you need to yarn over, insert it, yarn over again, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and then pull through all the loops on the hook. Okay, again, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over again. Okay, and that's how you do that. Now you're going to chain 1 and then do 3 double crochet in your magic circle. 1, 2, 3, and then do a chain 1, and then do 3 more double crochet, 2, 3, chain 1, and then do 3 double crochet again, and then chain 1. At this time, you're going to pull it tight, and then you're going to do a slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. And it doesn't matter if you do that front or that back loop. Do a slip stitch to that, and then you're going to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and then slip stitch in your chain 1 space, and that ends the round. Okay, that is round 1. For round 2, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, that counts as your first stitch. Then you're going to do, and this is your corner, then you're going to do 2 double crochet in that same chain 1 space, chain 2, 1, 2, and then do 3 double crochet in that same chain 1 stitch, then do a chain 1 and 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to chain 2 and then do 3 double crochet in that same chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1. Okay, and you're going to continue that around. So in the next chain 1 space, you do that same thing, and then the next one, do that same thing. Okay, so I'm going to continue that myself, and then I'll meet you back for round 3. Okay, so once you do your last corner, you're going to chain 1, and then in the top of the chain 3, you're going to do a slip stitch, and then you're going to slip stitch to that's chain 2 space. So slip stitch in that next stitch, slip stitch in that next stitch, and then slip stitch in that corner. Okay, now for round 3, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to chain 3 to start, do 2 double crochet, and then chain 2, do 3 more double crochet in that same chain 2 space. Okay, then you're going to do a chain 1, and then in that chain 1 space, you're going to do 3 double crochet. And this is how you do a typical granny square, basic granny square. And then chain 1, and then you're going to do 3 double crochet in the corner. The corners are always going to be the same except for that very beginning corner where you do that chain 3 instead of a regular double crochet. Chain 2 and then do 3 double crochet. And then you're going to chain 1 and repeat. So 3 double crochet in the chain 1 space from the previous row, and then chain 1 and then do the corner. Okay, so I'm going to continue on doing that and I will meet you back to start row 4. Okay, so we're ending row 3 and I'm going to again slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 and to the next stitch and then the next stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch in there. Well, okay, before I do that, what we're going to do is now we're going to add on our flower. Okay, and the way that we're going to do that is that when you slip stitch in this corner, what you're going to do is take one of the petals. It doesn't matter which one, but just take one and you're going to go through that first. And that very tip point is where you're going to stick your hook in and then stick it in there. And then that's when you're going to slip stitch through. Just pull it all the way through. So it looks like that, okay? That's how we get that on there at this point, okay? Then you're going to go ahead like regular for your corner, which is for the first corner, you chain 3. Then you kind of move this out the way and go ahead and do your double crochets in there. Your chain 2, double crochet, 2, 3, and chain 1, 3 double crochet in each chain space across here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then chain 1. Now we get to this next corner, and then this is where we're going to again attach another part of our petal. And you just kind of want it to be as natural, so you don't want to use this one and stretch it out too far, or this one. So it looks like it's going to be, well, actually this one, let's see, that one will be all right. And then that one's going to go there, and then that one's going to go there. Let's see. So this one will be fine right there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I need to do 3 double crochet, my chain 2, and another 3 double crochet in the chain 2 space. So what I want to do is yarn over, insert it into the tipmost point, and then insert it in there, and then yarn over. And then you would do it like you would a typical double crochet, and these two, this and that, counts as just one loop. That counts as just one loop. So I would just pull through once, pull through all of that, and then chain, yarn over, pull through, 2, yarn over, pull through. Okay, you see how that looks? And then I would continue on regular, like it's just another corner. Kind of move the flower out the way and just continue regular. And you're going to do the same thing for the other 2 corners to get that, to get the flower to be stationary, to put the flower on there. Okay, and I'm going to do it one more time just so you got it. I feel like it's pretty easy to do, but okay. So again, once you finish that last chain 1 space, do your chain 1, pull this here, let's see, where it's not like it's super stretched out, and it's gonna be these two, and then yeah, that one, and then that one, yeah, this one, and then that one. Okay, I'm gonna yarn over, put it through the tipmost point, insert it in there, yarn over, pull through all of that right there at the beginning, the green and that orange. Okay, and you can always slow it down and zoom in if you need to. And then yarn over one more time, pull through two, yarn over again, and pull through like that. Just like a regular double crochet. And it's, yeah, okay. So let me finish this, and then I'll be back. All right, so I am finishing off round 4, and I'm finishing like regular slip stitching, and then, okay, now, and then this is how it looks. This is how it looks. That's why, because of the way the petals are sticking up, we're going to use this string a little later to kind of tie those down where they won't be sticking up. But that's how it's looking so far. I am going to do a color change at this point. I am going to do dark brown around the edges. So for my last slip stitch, I'm going to pull this brown through so I can start off my round with the brown. And I'm just going to finish this this round just the way I've done the other ones, and then I will be back to let you know what the next step is. I am finishing off this last round. And cut this as well. All right, that is how it is looking so far. And that's before I go through and tie those on. So I'm excited about it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna tie. So take your darning needle and okay, so what we're gonna do is just take our yarn, put it through one of these holes. It really doesn't matter which one, probably the closest one. And then let's see, we're gonna put that right there, bring it up like right at where that's gonna go, that petal, and then bring it back through there, and there you go, and just kind of pull it tight so you really can't see that loop. Okay, and then you can just go on to the next one. I'm gonna kind of go, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. Yeah, so you can't, I don't want you to be able to see the strings through the hat either. So I'm gonna go down, like straight down here, and pull it through there, put it through there, and then go through this hole. Okay, then turn it around. This one's gonna go about right there. So I'm gonna put the needle like right at the top of where that is. Right at the top of where it's gonna be. Pull it tight. bring it through there, pull it tight like that. Okay, pull it tight so you really can't see it, and it still looks nice and neat. Where it still looks nice and neat. We're gonna do the same. We're gonna do the same. So I'm gonna like bring it and pull it through here, right where that petal is. Pulling it tight, but not too tight. Drop it through that hole. And then where this is, pull it through. That's why I say you want to make sure that string is long enough to do all of this. Pull it through there. Okay. And you just do that, finish it off doing it for these two as well. Let me do that real quick. And if you do run out of string, what I did is I just went ahead, because I was out of string when I finished that one, I realized. So I just went ahead and tied it in, and I'm just going to get another piece of the same color, whatever color the petal is. It needs to be that color. So, and I don't think I'm going to need much because I just have two. And just do that same thing, but this time I can just go ahead and go straight in. That's gonna go, let's see, I want that one right there, and that one's gonna go up there. So I'm gonna pull it through, but I'm going to be careful not to, yeah, pull it all the way through, and to leave some for me to be able to tie that in. And pull that through there, like that. So if you run out of yarn from where you didn't cut it long enough, leave it long enough, that's fine. Just do what I just did. And then I'm gonna put that through there to bring it back down. I don't want it crisscrossing around the back. So I don't want you to be able to see through those holes. But then I'm gonna just, my brown. That one's going right there, so I'm gonna put that up through there. And then put it through there. I pull it, yeah. And there you go. Oh, that looks so cute. There you go. A perfect little flower, perfect little flower. Then of course you just flip that over before you pull out your hook, your needle, and just thread it through there to tie that off. And I like to do that just a couple times, like that. And then of course you'll have to go and do that other one where I do this one as well, which I'll go and do. But yeah, and tuck in all your other ends, and then your square is done. So just do that a couple more times, 4 more times, and then I'll be back with you to put the hat together. Okay? Once you have finished all of your squares, and I have all 5 of my squares, now we're going to join them together. And the way that I'm going to do it is, this is going to be on the top, that's the back, that's the front, and then these two on the side, like that. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, so I won't have to have so many joins, is I'm gonna join these two together and then go around. And then once I join it like that, I can just go down the side and join those. Okay, And how I'm going to join them is, I cannot think of what this is called, what the stitch is called, but you're going to do a slip knot onto your hook, and we're going to be using our 4.5mm hook. We're going to continue to use that from now on. But we take 2 of these together, and you're going to take 2 of these together, and you're going to slip stitch onto the first square, slip stitch on the first square, and then with your working yarn in the middle, pick up the next square, have them facing wrong side, facing each other, and you're going to, from the outside, go in to this chain space and do a slip stitch. Okay, then you're going to go into the first double crochet of these 3 double crochet, go in from the outside and do a slip stitch. And then you're going to go in from the outside onto the first double crochet of this corresponding, on the first double crochet. You're going to go in on the outside of the first double crochet on the other panel, and then do a slip stitch. So just yarn over and pull through. Okay, then you're going to go into the next stitch from the outside, yarn over, do a slip stitch. And sometimes it helps to just like let them dangle and do them that way so you can see. But you still want to kind of hold them firm because you don't want your stitches to be too loose. So you just do that. Sometimes just let that one dangle right here. Put it from the outside. Slip stitch. Go to this one. From the outside. Into that last double crochet. Pull this kind of tight. And do your slip stitch. Pull through that. Then you're going to, for the chain spaces, you're going to do the same. You're just going to go just directly into the space and do your slip stitch. Then go from the back on this panel, from the outside into there. Yarn over and pull it through all of that. And then you just continue on until you get to that last space. Once you do it, you get the hang of it, because this is like only my 3rd time doing it, but I mean, it's really very easy. And then this is I'll show you what it's going to look like afterwards, but it's so cute the way that join is. Sometimes you may forget where you are, so I see there's 1 more here, and then there's still 2 more here. So this is where I need to go in, so that you always going to go in the front panel first with the slip stitch, and then go into the back panel. Okay, I'm going to continue this till I get to the corner, and then I'll show you how I'm going to add on another square. Okay, I'm just about finished joining these. And we have like a weird one where I tied it. So just make sure, or where I did the slip stitches, and also where I tied it. So it's weird. Just make sure you're doing 3 to match this 3 on this side. So find one that kind of looks like a stitch that you can get through in order to do that. So you just want to make sure it's 3, you know, it matches up. Okay, so you want to go all the way to the corner, And in your spaces, still do a slip stitch in that one and then slip stitch on that one. This completely joins a panel. And this is how it looks. Okay? That's how it looks. Now, because this is how it's going to go, and this is the top, we're going to grab the top and I am joining these two together. Okay? These two are what's going to be joined together right now. Because we got it like this, and then that needs to go there. So I'm going to join it like this, and what you're going to do is in that same chains 2 space or space, you're going to do your first slip stitch like that from the outside, and then this one with the wrong sides facing each other and making sure that's in the middle of those two. Go from the outside into this space and then slip stitch to join those together. And then we're going to work this the same, just how we worked up there. So going into that first double crochet with the slip stitch, then go around to the back to this first double crochet and slip stitch in there. Okay? And just continue on. So I'm finished adding that panel, and it looks funny. It does, but just keep on going. And just remember which one you want to be on top so that you can go around it and join each one as you go around. Okay, so this is the one we'll go on top. So now I'm going to join this one to the one that's on top. Okay, and at this point, the new one is the one that's going to be in the front. And I want to slip stitch to it first. Slip stitch to that one first. Always slip stitch to the one closest to you first. And then I'm going to slip stitch in this corner. And that will join this one to it. And then I'm going to continue on in that first one. The first double crochet from the outside, do a slip stitch, and then in that double crochet from the outside, do a slip stitch, and then you just continue on the same way until the chain space. Okay, now it's time to add the final square. So again, the new square is going to be on facing you, and you're going to do your first slip stitch in that corner, and then slip stitch in this one going in from the back, from the outside, yarn over, pull that through, and then just continue on as normal. And then I'll meet you back at the corner. This is how it looks once you have joined all of them. All the squares have been joined. Now, again, because this is the middle, what we need to do is we need to join this one to that middle. So it can look like that, okay? So just as you have in the past, with the other ones, bring this one, and it's going to be in the front. Make sure your string is in the middle between the two. Your first slip stitch is going to be there. And then going in from the back, slip stitch in this space right here. And then you just continue on the same way you've been doing. And then I'll meet you back at the end. I'm putting in the final stitches. And this one is a little difficult because it's like tight. So I want to make sure we're going into the right stitches. And you close it up the same way you do with the other ones. And that, so once I've done my 3 on both sides, I'm going to go in on the space. And then I'm going to go into that space, pull that through like that. And boom. Okay. And then yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you're going to cut and pull that through, and then that's how it looks. Oh, this hat's gonna be so cute. Okay, so now what we're going to do is now we just have to do this one, and this one. So just like the same with the other, you're gonna do a slip knot onto our hook, and then we're going to, in the panel closest to us, we're going to do a slip stitch, and then coming in, make sure our working yarn is in the middle. From the back, we're going to go into that same space, and see how that loop got big? Want to tighten it just a little bit, and then pull through, and just continue on down, making sure to go into the 3 double crochets, and then your chain space on either side, and then close it off at the end, and then you just do that for the other 2. Okay, so I'm going to do this one and the other 2, and then we can work on, and then I'm also going to go ahead and tuck in my ends as well, and then we can work on the brim. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, so I'm tucking in my end, and I just wanted to show you, because I said this is a beginner friendly, so I wanted to help somebody out. I like doing that particular closing stitch because it's very easy to find somewhere to tuck in your ends without having to worry too much. So I like that. But what I do is you take your needle, and I like this one because it's got a nice big hole. And what you do is you're going to put your needle like this and pull it tight, and this makes it easier to go ahead and put your yarn through there like that and pull it through. Okay, then what you do is you're gonna stick the needle through, and you want to make sure that you see it really on this side. That way you don't see it on this side, because sometimes when you're tucking, it may be a different color, so you don't want that color to show through. Okay, so make sure you can't see your needle on this side. And also you want to make sure your wrong side is facing. You always want to tuck your ends in on the wrong side, because that's the side they're not going to see. Okay, so you're going to go through, and then you just do that a couple times. So then I turn it around, and then I'm going to go through, and maybe, because you don't want to go directly through there because that may unravel it, which you undo what you've done. So maybe skip over those 2 lines and go in this one like that, and then pull it through, and then go through again, maybe skip over that, and then go through again like that, and just do a few. Okay, and then boom, pull it through. There you go. And then you just snip it as close to it as you can, like that. All right, so once you tuck in your ends, you want to just turn it around and look at it. Oh, I always like that part, like the big reveal. We're almost done, and now we're going to work on the brim. Okay, because I know I said I was gonna do gold, but I'm not gonna do any of the gold. I'm just gonna do, for the brim, I'm just going to do this and my hunter green. Okay, that's the two colors. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to continue using our 4.5mm hook. We are going to do a slip stitch onto your hook like so, and you want to start from the back, and I mean they're the same, but I like this one better. So we're going to do this from the, this is going to be our back. From the back, we're going to slip stitch, do a slip knot onto our hook, and then in this space we're going to do a slip stitch onto, do a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain one, and we're going to do a single crochet in that same space, and then do a single crochet in each of these each of these double crochets. And then we're going to do a single crochet in that chain, in that space, and then in each double crochet. And you're just going to keep doing that, repeating that until you get to where we joined. Okay, so we're going to make sure we do a single crochet in this space, and then we're just going to do one single crochet right here. So just kind of put your hook in as close to the top as you can, and just do one single crochet in that, and then a single crochet, and then that next space. And you're just going to continue that all the way around, and then I'll meet you back at the start. Once you get back to where you just started, you're going to do these final 3 double crochet, and you're going to do a slip stitch to your first single crochet. And if you were keeping the same color, you could just continue on, but I am going to be changing. So what I do is I'm going to stick that in there, and then with my new color, I just loop it over there like that, and that's what I'm going to pull through. Just loop it over like that, and that's what I'm going to pull through. And then you're going to tighten this like that to join. And I just pull everything snug in the back. Okay, and we're going to do we're going to chain 2. And in that same spot, we're going to do 2 double crochet in that same stitch. And we're just going to do 2 double crochet all the way around. So just make sure you pull that tight. So that's how that join looks. For this round and the next round, we're going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch around, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that for this row and the next row, and then I will be back with you. I have finished row 2 or row 3 of the brim, because the first row is a single crochet, and then we had 2 rows of double crochets in each stitch around. So this will be row 4. And I am going to be switching colors, and I did not cut off my color that I used when I did my single crochets, and I did that because I can just use it now because I'm going to switch colors. So what you would do is just insert your hook and pull that tight, and then pull this, the working yarn, and just pull this and loop it around and pull it through to start off the round. And you want to make sure it's tight, but not too tight on the back. And then we're going to go ahead and start our row, and then pull that tight. Okay, so for this round, we're going to do chain 2, and then a single crochet in that same stitch, and then 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And that is the pattern for this round. A double crochet in one stitch and then 2 double crochet in the next. So we're just going to continue that all the way around, and we're going to do that for both this row and the next row. Okay, so I'm going to do that and then I'll be back. So I finished the 2 rows, and I did want to say that you could wear it just like this. I think this would be so cute. I've seen some other granny squares hats with just like a few rows like that. I think that would be cute too. So if you wanted to stop here, you definitely could. I am putting the last few stitches in on row 5, and that is going to be our final row. So what we're going to do is do 1 row of single crochet and then 2 rows of 2 double crochets in each stitch, and then 2 rows of a double crochet and 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. Okay, so that is the pattern for the brim, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this last round. And you just end the pattern however it ends. It may not end exactly right, but I think it actually does, yeah. With 1, yeah, it does. So I'm going to finish this, and then I am going to tuck in my ends. I did have to do this brown in the back because I ran out of yarn, the color, but it's okay. It still looks cute the way it is. Here's the finished result. I absolutely love this hat. This is, and like that brown is so cute. I wish I had thought to do it over here too, but you know, who has time to go back and do that? But anyway, it is so cute, and I hope that you all enjoy making this hat with me. And I hope that you all make it. When you do, definitely let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions on anything that I did or any suggestions, I'm open to that as well. Let me know. But here we go. Thank you all. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.